What's going on, y'all? This be your boy Scotty Nature TV and
Jamar
your
4.
hand.
Shut up, home.
I said your hand.
Shut up, home.
What's going on, y'all? We are here for a brand new episode of the Prelude, child. Yes, the Prelude is back. Okay, we are back once again. We returned last week. Okay, and Jamar interviewed Chasing Reality's very own Hershey LaCour. I came at the end because I was busy freeing myself and letting niggas know that where would they be without me, and you know,
Truth is,
this goes out my baby mamas, and you know, mm, let
the
them know
truth,
that truth is I never got
truth
over
is, he likes a hood boy. That's what it is.
it. Yes, the hood boys always on my mind, and when they come around, I get shy when I see them. That's what that is. So we had, I
Okay,
had to let
hey,
it be
Rashawn.
Anyway, we have a special this is like a special episode. We have a special guest here. She's one of our really good Judies. Y'all may know her as D Rashawn off the TTB networks, the panel. But me and Jamar are probably the only two that call her by her name, and that is Danita. And she's here to talk about her brand new panel that will be on the TTB network next month. And let's bring her in. Let's bring in Danita Rashawn. Let's bring her in.
I don't never remember a moment where y'all have ever called me D.
Not really. I feel like we might say it just so that the public can know who we're talking about, because that's what everybody else knows.
Right.
But
blame Jamar for that, because blame Jamar for that, because before I even got to know you like that, Danita, then I start calling you Danita.
Because I knew her through Carl, and Carl calls her Danita.
Right. Carl calls Carl is the one talking about, oh bitch, yeah, whatever that name is. Like, all right, fuck it.
No, whatever the name is.
He calls me Danita, so everybody in our circle calls me by my name. So shout out to Carl. Thank you very much.
Well, we thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Yes, we do.
Time for me.
Of course. Now, as we said already, we are here to pretty much discuss what you got coming up on the TTB network with the Queen's Corner.
Yes.
I think you, Brandon and Trap just got done with the second season of the panel, so that gives you a little bit of leg room to get yourself prepared for the Queen's Corner over there or whatnot. So I guess I started off by saying, by asking, how did the Queen's Corner even come about, and what made you want to do an all women's panel?
I wanted to do an all women's panel for about a year or so. It just didn't align with the people that I wanted to do it with. I took a step back. Y'all know I took a little break from social media, and then Trap hit me up. He wanted to me to do some work with him on the panel, which I did. And it was one episode where we were interviewing Lester Newman, Nunu. We were interviewing Nunu, and he asked Really B and Miss Abby to step in because I know I think it was a scheduling conflict with the fellas, and I did it with them, and the chemistry was so good that I had asked them like, "Hey, what about doing a women's panel?" At the same time, Trap was texting me saying the same thing. So I asked the ladies, how did they feel about it being on TTB? They were down. And I always tell Trap, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Just let me take over, because he was going to be a part of, he was going to be in the forefront of it. And he said, you know what, bitch, you right. This is your panel. You do what you do, and I'll just produce it. So that's how we came, about it. So he told me to find my host, find my theme song, my logo, and he just produced it. And that's what he did.
Okay, awesome. And because it seems like whenever this show was announced, some people were confused by your choices of panelists. Can you
Yes.
explain why you chose the people that you chose?
I wanted a diverse group of women and women of color to share their experiences. We are not all in our race. We don't only have cisgender women. We have cisgender women. We have trans. We have lesbians. We have non-binary. It's hard that category because they go by them they, but society looks at them as a woman. So I wanted to have all of those different women represented on
Mm.
our panel to give a view of what's life like from their point of view and not just from one sided. So I really, really wanted, just to include everybody because when we are talking about Black women historically in America, we are pretty much told to look good and shut up. Nobody values our opinion. We are the most disrespected race. And I wanted to give a voice to Black women who have been robbed of their voices.
Good. I love to
Well,
hear that.
that's a good thing. That's a good way to put it. So, in so many words, are you saying that you wanted representation for all types of women? Like you wanted,
Mm-hmm.
I hate the word cisgender. I hate to say that. Oh my god, I hate that word. But you wanted, the cisgender voice, and then you wanted something to be said from a non-binary standpoint or a trans
Mm-hmm.
woman standpoint, and you wanted everybody to be able to have a voice. I feel as though that's not anything. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't. I think that it was pretty nice that you decided to include all
Mm-hmm.
voices of different types of women, whether they be biological women or trans women or just people that identify as non-binary. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I think that's just a more diverse way of looking at it, a more
Yeah.
versatile way of looking at the situation. So I don't see nothing wrong with that. That's I was actually that really piqued my interest even more after you said that you had a panel coming out, because I was like, okay, this is something different.
Yeah.
You don't really see you have panels like ours that's like boys night out, nothing but guys. Then you
Yeah.
have panels like our sister panel, like the Ooh Ladies First panel. It's all natural, biological.
Women.
Not natural. I hate,
I'm trying to
biological
learn my pronouns, so I got
yeah,
you.
biological women, cisgender women, but then you have this particular panel that is for
Hmm.
women and about women, but is for, the cisgendered women, the trans women, the non-binary, because you don't really get to hear their point of views that much. And if you do hear it, it's on a limited capacity. You don't get to hear it as much. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, go over each of the panelists and what do you think they're able to bring to the show?
All
What
right.
makes you think that bring them to the show?
Well, we have Miss Abby, for Miss Abby reviews. Of course, she's a cis woman. Not only is she a mother, she's a grandmother. So she has, and I love her. So she has a very broad view of the world. She's lived, she's experienced things that a lot of women on our panel may not have. So she can connect to the audience in a different way. That mature, I've been through it. So let me help you, girl, before you go down the road and hit your head into concrete. And she's very no nonsense. She's just straight to the point. She never says anything in a malicious way, but she's not gonna play that game with you. Like, all right, enough BS. Like, this is what it is. Then we have Rakisha. Of course, she's a cis woman. She's also married. Um, and she like her husband is in Ghana currently. So she can attack the world from that angle, and she also works in health, in mental health.
Could you repeat
So
what you said about her husband? I didn't hear that part. Her
her
husband.
husband is in Ghana right now.
Oh, and
When they met, yeah, when they met, he was in the States. They got married. So and she tells her story a lot too about that. But she also works in mental health. So she always looks at it from like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but from a social worker standpoint, This could be what that person means. So she's always looking at it objectively. And she always is really attentive when she listens, and that's a lot. And it has to do with her health profession. Where me, I ain't finna go that day with you. You said it, and I'm gonna pop with you. But she listens, and she takes an objective point of view. We have JT. JT is non-binary. However, she does respond to her her she pronouns. And the way she explains it is a way that I can't. So I'm gonna let her tell it when the show comes out. But she's all about matching that energy. Like, you want to be a bitch to me, I'm gonna be a bitch. She's gonna give it to you. She does it in such a classy way. I remember when we were up on TTB one day, and we were discussing the panel, and somebody was like not understanding, and she kept breaking it down. But after a while, she was like, "Okay, you choose to be dumb. I'm not going to keep going back and forth with you." So she's straight to the point. Like, I don't explain it once. I don't explain it twice. Girl, you're on your own. And then we have Miss Willa. Willa is transgender. I love Willa. Y'all know Willa is so Memphis. Willa ain't
Very.
gonna play with you, baby. She's not gonna play with you, but she's also a sweetheart. She's very loving, very nurturing. But when you piss her off, fuck it. I'm gonna match your energy. We do have another panelist, but that's a surprise that everybody will see on September 2nd. I can't give it away.
All right, all right. We love to see it. And I think the only person from the list that I haven't had the chance to meet was Rikisha, but I know I've seen her on the
Mm-hmm.
network a few times, and I've kind of gotten the vibe of who she is. Which is gonna be
Absolutely.
super dope. And yeah, JT I met through Tramel and Kid Fro. Very,
Yeah.
very dope. Very no nonsense as well. Quite entertaining. Looking forward to seeing what JT adds. And we already know how Ebby goes down. But Ebby's and the
Listen.
Get Confused interview was not even an interview. That wasn't really even an interview then. We just got up here and just talked shit for like
Yeah.
Yeah.
for like 2 hours. If y'all go back and watch Ebby's stories, we was in there just keying.
Yeah. It was the one with her and the ghetto view.
Yes, that was like 2 years ago,
Mm.
and it is still probably one of our funniest videos we've ever done.
Actually, one of my favorite interviews, because it was so much going on, and I've laughed off of this still, is the interview with us three, with really B and Abby and myself, when we were doing the Nunu interview. I swear it was like a ping pong game back between them two, and I was just watching. When she says, "Beloved, I'm done," I at that point I check out and I just start laughing. That beloved gets me every time. Look, I could not wait for that word to come out during the panel. When I hear the word beloved, y'all gonna see me on the floor, okay? I can't wait. I
So
can't wait.
when it comes down to the panel,
Hmm.
what should the viewers expect from it? What are the things that y'all gonna get into? Because I know from when I created the Boys Night Out panel
Uh,
and I brought Jamar, Josiah T, and Maddie along, my whole purpose of the Boys Night Out panel is because I wanted to do one. Two, one of my favorite shows is The View. Love The View. And I
hmm.
wanted something similar. Like I wanted like a LGBT version of The View, but just a little bit more urban, a little bit more ratchet, just a little bit more like us. And Jamar isn't really ratchet, but everybody got their own persona. I think me and Terrence bring the ratchet, and then you got
Jamar Ratchet.
Excuse me.
Mm.
he's not ratchet.
Excuse me. There, I have a different kind of because you got Ratchet, Carl, this bitch over here. Who else? Who else is like clinically? Troy, Dominique. If y'all see this, y'all Ratchet. You know you are.
So you putting us in so you saying me, Troy, Dominique, and Carl are all the same kind of ratchet? That's what you saying?
Yeah.
No, no,
Okay, so
that's
what you
not the
naming
same
then?
kind. Not the same kind. because
Okay.
Trey Dominique will bend over and touch the toes. He ain't gonna do none of that. So
Oh no, ma'am. I'm not
he
doing none
ain't
of
gonna do
that.
none of that unless
Not
it's
doing that.
behind closed doors. But in front of the
See,
people,
here you go. Here you go. Here you go, bitch. Here you go.
but tell me, where did I lie?
So anyway, him and Tramiel are the same type of ratchet.
That classy ratchet.
That's there you go. There it is.
That
There,
classy
there,
ratchet.
there it is. There it is. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, so with that being said, I wanted to have a show like that. Boys Night Out is like like I said, the LGBT version of the View. We talk about different stuff like, what is it? We have our own games. We have real life talk. We have hot topic. We talk about music. We
Mm-hmm.
talk about all types of stuff. So I asked you that to see what exactly will y'all be doing on y'all panel, or do we have to wait and see?
No, no, no. We gonna give y'all the real. So picture the view times the real when Tamar was on there. It's gonna be a mix of that. We do have a mental health check-in, of course, because we have the mental health professional. We are gonna cover hot topics. We're gonna get into some of the tea that's going on, but also we're gonna have some guests. Every show I want to do an artist, put an artist spotlight on indie artists, give them an opportunity to be seen. Also, I want to get guests from different shows, and I just don't want to do it and pick guests that's from the web world. I've been looking and talking to people from Zeus Network, from Stars, from from all over, just to get them on the show so we can see these people in a different light and join in the conversations. And then we're gonna have street correspondents going out to the people and asking people the questions that the women really want to know when it want to know from these men's folks. So yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of everything, and of course we're gonna fucking clown because we all like when we all get together and having our meetings, we genuinely be acting a fool. Like the show is really us meeting. So y'all are going to get it in our way. It's the ghetto view. It's the ghetto ratchetness and fun of the view in the real. Back in the Tamar days. Now when they was all
Uh,
cleaned up with Garcelle, I'm talking about the Tamar. Okay, so
Oh my
that's
god.
what you finna give.
that's when it
Of
was
course, we
entertaining.
go. Yes, back when it was entertaining. Sorry, but that's what y'all gonna get. Y'all gonna get all of this fun. So I just
I
hope
mean,
everybody ready because we finna go there.
cause like the real was kind of. I don't. What's the proper word I can think of? They when they would approach
Whack.
topics, they would approach
I ain't doing this with Scotty today.
when they approach topics, they would they would approach it like on a very sort of surface level, and I was like, I feel like that ain't really who y'all are. I feel like y'all gonna
We
go
ain't,
there.
we gonna go deeper. We ain't finna do the surface level. We are not gonna cheat the fans. We gonna give y'all everything that y'all want in the way we are. We're not gonna water ourselves down. Um, we're going to be respectful of your feelings, but if your feelings get hurt in the process of me telling my truth or me saying how I feel, then your feelings is just gonna get hurt and just sorry, and then we gonna keep it moving. That could be to whoever, especially to people who have been heavily criticized. But y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna get everything that we thinking that we feeling, and that's just it.
Well, I'll say this. I am very excited to see what y'all bring, because like I'm a supportive person of all content creators most of the time anyway. So I'm pretty excited to see it because anytime I hear about panels, I always get excited because let's be honest, I have like so many panels on my channel. I have boys night out on my channel, which is my favorite one to do because those are my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, not to say that anybody, not to say I'm not cool with the people on my other panel, but those guys are really my friends. Like, this bitch
yeah.
is my friend, wherever she is. The bitch is my friend right there,
She does.
looking like.
She over there.
Yeah, yeah, the bitch is my friend. The other three guys are my friends too. So, it's easy. I feel like that's an easygoing panel. It doesn't feel like work.
Hmm.
Even though we working, don't feel like work. Like, we really just having a conversation. So, I have that, and then we got the prelude, even though it's not necessarily a panel, but
Yeah.
then we have the like a not panel, then we have the roast and review. So anytime somebody else come out with a panel, I'm always looking at their panels and seeing what they bring. Not to copy off of them, not to, take nothing
Just to
from them,
enjoy it.
just to enjoy it because I'm always doing the damn panel all the time. So it's
And you know
like,
what?
Oh, man.
Something people might not know. Me and Rakisha actually met at the same time that me and Carl met. We were all in the same program. We all used to hang. Me and Rakisha went to school together, Western together. Somehow in the mix, we end up separating because I moved out of that dorm and I moved into another dorm, and our schedules was hectic. But we go back just as far back as me and Carl do. So I am thankful to have that connection back. And she was talking to me about doing a podcast, and then like 2 days later, I came to her about being on the panel. So I'm excited for everybody to see that connection as well, and to really see like who she is, because she is really a ball of fun. So I'm excited.
I think it's fun when you do stuff like this with people that you genuinely have a connection with and
Absolutely.
that you actually know. Because,
Yeah,
I,
absolutely.
I say it every time. Like, I enjoy doing the prelude, even though the prelude, like I always say, the prelude don't get that many views, child. Don't nobody on my audience don't give a damn about no web series shit. So we already know what the numbers gonna give when we do the interviews. We already know. We know the numbers ain't gonna be that big on the prelude. We never expect it. Once if we get 1,000 views on the interview, we feel like we did our due
Yes.
diligence when we do that.
It's the fact that you're doing it with a friend. It's something. It has to be
Yeah.
something you love, because in your head, everybody wants something that they're doing to be successful. But when you're doing something that you truly enjoy with somebody that you are truly friends with, like that's the reward in itself. That's the success in itself. So I totally get it.
And that's what
I
that's what
mean,
makes it fun. And it wasn't until other outside people were telling us like we're paying attention to what y'all are
Hmm.
doing. And I'm like, whoa,
Absolutely.
y'all actually watching this? Because before, like, this is just me and his conversations on the phone, just put in front of people.
Yeah.
mhm.
And
It
we start
wasn't even no
inviting
interview
people to
based show.
participate.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't even no interview based type show. Like, it wasn't at first. Up until I don't know whose idea it was, but I think it was Jamar's idea.
probably.
Tramiel was our
Mm.
first interview. Tramiel was our first interview, and then it
Oh,
went
Melly
to.
Mel.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Tramiel was the very first one, and then we did Ike, then we did Devon, and then we went into Chasing Atlanta, and then we went into Chasing Dallas the Retreat, then we went to the Grind Dallas, then we went to Chasing LA, and then we took a break, and then we interviewed Barry P and DJ and Eli Liberty and different
The
people.
hitters.
Yeah, right. Like, we interviewed
The hitters.
LGBT musicians, and then we came back and started back interviewing all the reality stars again, and then we started popping up on these damn shows. Our interviews start popping up on these damn shows and
Yeah.
shit. So regardless of anything, because like I always say, I know what my audience is. My audience are women. They don't watch Chasing Dallas and Chasing Atlanta. So I don't expect this show to be some big ass thing for me. I don't really care because me and him doing it together. And whether it's big or
Yeah.
not, whether it's big or not, we still got, like, me and Jamar discussed this before. Jamar was like, it's like more of a niche type thing. We
Anything.
have it's like a small group that tune into this. The only time they tune into the prelude a lot is when when Miss Wanda came up here, when these Love and Marriage Huntsville people came up here, and bill collector folks
Look,
come up here,
Miss
that's when
Miss
they
Wanda
tune in.
had it. Miss Wanda had it going on.
Yeah,
She
that's when they tune
Miss
in.
Wanda had it going on. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
That's when they
but
tune in.
the platform is growing though. Like our platform is really growing. And as a friend and as a fan, because I was a fan first, then I was a friend. Like it's amazing to see like how far y'all have come along, and the fact that you guys are still authentic and true to your audience. That's the key thing. Because some people, once they get a season or two under their belt, and or as they start to appear on shows, they kind of leave their fan base and they kind of get big headed. But for y'all have still stay grounded. Y'all are still like just authentically you, and that's
Oh
what I
yeah,
can appreciate.
because we're not big-headed people. Because I feel like
Mm-mm.
we kind of navigated the world as the people that people kind of sleep on or don't really
Hmm.
pay, not really at the forefront, or people pay attention to. So I feel like that's just not in our nature to do that.
Well, you know what? We
Yeah.
always say they're not paying attention, but we find out that they are very much paying attention. Hi, bushwatchers. I'll say that. So we can't say they're not paying attention because, as experience tells us, they are. And I tell
Mhm.
you a lot of times, Scotty, that when you come to your name is always in the conversation of like how to grow your channel. And Jamar, we always talk about how when you hit the ground in ATL, you haven't stopped running since you've been in movies on production teams. Like, so when you looking at the blueprint of how to really grow your channels, network and do all those things, you look at YouTube. So people are definitely watching, whether you know it or not.
Well, let me say this, and I think Jamar can agree to it. It took us a long time to know what we were doing. Let's just say that. It took us a long time. Cause I started YouTube in October of 2010. That's when I
Mm.
first posted my very first video. October of 2010. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Didn't know nothing. Was filming from a Kodak digital camera. The sound was awful and every damn thing else, but I
But you
still
did
was able to
it.
get through it all. Like when I go back and I see the evolution of this damn channel, I'd be amazed at my damn self. Honestly, Jamar started in 2011 or 12. It's one of them.
13. 13.
13 was it?
Consistently.
Okay, yeah, okay, consistently 13, and I was consistently 2011. But and we started like that, and then I think when we first got our first growth spurt is when we met.
Yeah,
Like when Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was hot and Bad Girls Club was hot. That's how we met because we was doing the same type of
back in
videos,
the
and that's how.
day.
Yeah, so that's when we first got our growth spurt. But then after a while, we didn't realize how much evolution and switching things up is important. So when we were still doing the same old thing over and over again, I guess it got stale to people, and we kind of saw
Hmm.
a stagnant thing. Like it started slowing down for us, and then we didn't really know what to do. We were still out here working, and people were still watching us, but we could tell that there was like, okay, we're not growing. Like, where's the people? Why they not subscribing? Like, what's going on? Like, I want to see this shit grow, and we didn't know exactly what to do. And it really took, because once I realized it in 2015, I realized, okay, okay, I'm slowing down
Hmm.
here. What's going on? 2016, like around like 2015, 2016 is when I really started to slow the fuck down, and I didn't know what I was doing anymore. And I didn't really start picking back up until 2019. And then I went through my unfortunate situation, and Jamar and I were both in a creative slump. So we were like, okay, what are we gonna do, bitch? Like, we gotta figure something out to get ourselves back out there. We don't know. First it was a podcast, and then we were trying to do that, and then COVID happened, and Jamar didn't know if he was gonna get laid off his job or not, because people were getting laid off left or right. So it was like, okay, what are we gonna do? So I said, let's do a live. He didn't know shit about StreamYard. It was me. I introduced him to StreamYard, and
Still
then
don't
we started. He still don't know, but That's why I'm
StreamYard is
here.
a beast.
Yeah. So we started our first show, and it was doing what it needed to do. People were tuning into it, and my channel was still growing. So we didn't, at first we were just getting like probably like 20, 30 folks in here to watch us and shit like that. Cause the channel was still growing. I wasn't even at 20K yet. I was just at 19K at the time,
I love
18,
how he
19.
just. I wasn't at 20K. I was just at 19. I'm at like
Yeah, so
134.
I'm just
Okay.
saying. I'm just saying. I'm
I love
just
how he
saying.
just casually, like, I wasn't there yet. But see, now you
I
at
mean, I'm just
36K. So,
yeah,
hey, it's
so it
growing
was just
pains.
like that. So, and later on that year in 2020, that's when I rebranded myself as Scotty by Nature TV. And once I did that, that's when the shit started going up from there. It was up and it's been stuck ever since. So
Yeah.
it took for us to do it like a slight rebrand and do
Mm-hmm.
things in a different way for us to really, because like I said before, even though I've been doing this for 12 years, it feels like I'm a new YouTuber because of the way my channel it has risen over the last 2 years. It's been growing the most it's ever have over the last 2 years. And now people are just there's some people who never knew who I was after all this time, and they be surprised when I
Yeah.
say in October it's gonna make 12 years since I started doing this. So
Oh, wow. Yeah.
it took me
I
I
mean,
had like a 4 or 5 year slump where I was stuck, and it took us to really come together and put our heads together, figure out what we were going to do, and then we did this, and it became much more than what we anticipated it to be. You know what I mean? Like it all
mm,
started with this, and then I started my reality TV panel. Then later on, I did the boys' night out panel. So it just opened. This pretty much opened up doors for every single panel I ever fucking did. This started it all,
and
honestly.
see, and like it don't matter how many views you had, it has turned into something great for both of y'all. So
Mhm,
that's the way you can look at it. And see, I went through a similar, so because I had the hot seat, and
mhm,
then I ended that because I really jumped into managing the artist, which I still manage. People don't realize I still manage. Um,
I think we
then it,
started at the same time.
mhm,
Because I remember
yeah,
when we started this was around the first time you started doing your same
yeah,
interviews with like a lot of the people
because
online that we were watching.
because we were all interviewing the same people. Yeah. So I did that, and then I started managing, and then I was like, I want to get back out there. So, the opportunity to do Messy Monday came, and then y'all know all the drama that followed there, and then that's when I linked up with Trap, and then from there we have this. So like the rebrands, like I really had to take a second and say, okay, what energy am I putting out so I can get that
mhm,
back in? Because people will take you to such a dark place, and I'm one of those people. When I pop, I pop. Like, okay, so I was like, it was taking me to a little dark place, so let me pull back and really figure it out. So for me to be able to be the EP of the show, I'm really excited about. This is my show. When it comes down to it, like me and the ladies talk about everything. Although it's my show, but I make sure I discuss everything with my co-host, from down to the talent, from the colors to the name. Like we really did it together, and that's what I really like about it. Like even our format. Like I can't wait for these first couple shows because we literally have it planned already. Like we have pretty much everything set. The theme song is just getting finished because yes, Carlin said they are doing a theme song for us. The beat, oh my god, I love the beat. I think I sent it to you, Scotty. Um, so I can't wait. Like it's so much. I can go on and on, but I'm so excited. Just to have a voice because
yeah,
we don't have a voice. And then with black women in general, we don't have a voice, and especially for the trans and the lesbian and the non-binary, they really don't have a voice. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize that last year was the deadliest year for trans women and men. It wasn't. It was for the trans community. When they look at lesbians, they look at it the male, the hyper masculinity. Those fellas. They look at lesbians as being a fetish, and then non-binary people make fun of them. So this is really going to give a voice to a group of women that nobody really cares to hear from. But you don't hear our mouths every week, Friday at 9 o'clock on TTV network premiering on the second. We finna give it to you. Like this is literally authentically our voices.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I think that Jamar would agree with what I'm saying. But I a word of advice for you and your panel mates and everything else.
Hmm.
Like I know for a fact that me and Jamar want your panel to succeed. We are very happy um to know what's about to take place with it and everything else. But I just what I want to say is there will, everything isn't for everybody.
Hmm.
That's what I'm beginning to learn. Everything ain't for everybody. Everybody's not gonna like what you do. Some people are just going to tune in just to try to tear you down. But
Yeah.
just have to be strong and confident enough in your own self
Hmm.
and what you're doing in order for you to continue to sustain what you got. Because
Absolutely.
being around Jamar for so long, I feel like I'm finally learning the art of being unbothered and not giving everything my energy. Because at this point,
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I don't.
Truth
So,
be told,
every,
the
yeah.
secret, I want to know the secret to not giving a fuck is when I have too many things going on in my own life to give energy to and to worry
Hmm.
about what the hell you got going on because you ain't doing what? Fucking nor financing anything going on over here.
Or feed, and don't forget to feed them
Oh
her.
yeah, the feeding is very so if you ain't doing none
So,
of them
I
things,
And
yeah,
it
so
comes.
it's just like this. Keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Yeah, that's all fine and
Yeah.
dandy. But you also just gotta learn that everything ain't gonna be for everybody. Like, when I came into this YouTube thing, I wanted everybody to like me. I wanted everybody to like me. Everybody needed to like me. I needed that validation. I wanted everybody to like me and what I give.
Yeah.
But everybody don't like what I give, and that's okay. Cause I don't
And
like what
that's it.
everybody else give. I don't like what
And
everybody
that's
else give.
okay.
Yeah, and that's okay too. Like I tune into what the fuck I like. I tune out of what I don't like. And that's just that on that. All I gotta say is this. I am happy to see this come about.
Yes.
We both wish you nothing but success with this panel, and we want to see it come back
Thank you.
again
Thank
and
you. Thank
again and
you.
again and again and again and
Yes.
again. We want it to come back again and again and again and again and all of that good stuff. The only people that I'm really familiar with that's on this panel right now is Ebby, Rakisha because I've been on the TCB panel with her.
Mhm.
Um Willa because of Chasing, and I met Willa in person before.
Mhm.
I think that's it. Because I'm not familiar with JT. I'm not familiar with JT.
She
And
is really sweet, but she will
yeah.
get you together if need be. And see, we have a team. we have a we have a variety of horoscopes going on here. We have me, the Libra, then we have Scorpio, Gemini. So we are all over the place, and I cannot wait until we have like a disagreement because of how our personalities are. And this is something we also did that most people don't. We have rules that we establish and that everybody is that signed, just to keep the morale up, to preserve the relationship, so we don't fall apart like I've seen so many other other things do. And we're all talkers. We all like talk things out. So I can't wait for one people to see how women truly solve issues. We all ain't popping our necks and some do, but we all ain't. I can't wait till y'all see how we solve content. I can't wait till y'all see how passionate we get when it comes to the things that we're talking about, and I can't wait till y'all to genuinely have fun because I have had the most fun putting this show together. So I cannot wait. Like just how we all came together on the phone. Like you would think that like our very first meeting was like over 2 hours long. And that's not because we were like, oh, da, da, da. We literally had at one point we start talking about makeup. We all start pulling out our different brands. Like we like this and we like that. Like we really have become sisters over the past couple months. So I can't wait for y'all to see how that translates because it really is just about the sisterhood and bringing everybody together, saying we are one voice. We're not against each other like the media, portrays. Because they always put the cisgender against the trans. Then you have the light skin versus the dark. It's so many different things in our community that we go through internally. It's so many battles. So I can't wait for everybody to see a true representation of what healthy, mature, mentally responsible firecrackers handle themselves. And
Mm.
y'all know I'm always we gonna find a way to turn up. I don't give a shit if we up here crying. We gonna be playing drinking games while we crying because that's just us.
Well, with
That's
that being
us.
said, Danita, let everybody know
Yes.
when is the Queen's Corner coming and where they can find it at.
The Queen's Corner will be premiering August 2nd at 9 p.m. on the TTB network.
Wait. Is it
Again,
September or is it September or August?
I said September. Did I say August? It's
You said out.
September. I know I probably did. I ain't been drinking yet, y'all. I promise I ain't. It will be premiering September 2nd at 9 p.m. only on the TTB network. It will come on every Friday at 9 p.m. Again, we have Miss Willa, we have JT, Rakisha, Miss Ebby from Ebby Reviews. You have myself, and on September, I almost said October. September 2nd, you will see the secret cast, the guest host, not guest host, the secret host. So it is six of us. So if you haven't missed it, we have the cis, trans, non-binary. So lesbian is missing. So you will see her on September 2nd at 9 p.m. Be there. Y'all are going to have so much fun. Y'all know we gonna be having some drinks going on, so come prepared to laugh, enjoy yourself. Some you can hit me in the DM and submit questions that you want to ask, topics that you think might be funny. You like just D_Rashawn, as it says there on Instagram. Send me topics, send me questions, and we will find a way to incorporate it in the show because we will have a part where we open it up for the cousins to be interactive in the show as well. So get ready to have fun.
All
Okay,
right,
awesome.
Jamar, you have any final words?
Excuse me, I was gonna say it just to try to make this fun because Dee did share with us who her secret host was gonna be, and I know y'all gonna be trying to figure out who
Ooh.
that is. And I ain't gonna tell it, but they've been here before. That's all y'all gonna have to know. That if you want to find out, they've been here before. So go through and try to figure that out for yourselves.
Look at Jamar. Jamar said he gonna stir with the curiosity. So I can't wait. Look, it's always these two. I cannot wait. And also, we're going to review Nova Cosmetics. We're going to be reviewing that. And for all of you business owners, we will be running commercials in the panel, giving you an opportunity for your business to be shown. Hit me up for those details so we can get your ad in the show. So that's another component. It's all about building, uplifting, and fucking having fun.
I
And
believe it.
y'all will have my tequila.
You know what? We wouldn't have it any other way.
Look, y'all know I
Exactly.
can't wait. Either my tequila or my henny. Y'all know how I am when it comes to my henny, y'all.
Oh yeah, I do.
Right now, I'm drinking.
I always prefer brown.
Yes, you do.
You, mm-hmm. That henny
Well,
night.
Well, with that being said, y'all, this was another episode of the Prelude. Me and Jamar both want to thank Danita for coming up here, and make sure you guys tune into her brand new panel on September the 2nd on the TTB network. Okay, and we
And
are
thank
about
you
to.
to you guys.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Of course.
I
And
literally played the friend card with them. I was like, friend, I really, really, really need it. Because I always joke with them, like, when is my interview? And they know, like, I literally be playing. I don't like the whole interview thing. But this time I was like, okay, this time I was serious. So can y'all
because
figure out
I
how to
was
make it work? So
like,
they figured it out.
because I was ignoring her ass for a long time. Like, she'll be talking about where my interview at, and I'm like, girl, get your ass up. We don't want to do no damn.
You a mess.
And look, they don't see me in the comments. You be like, oh, Jimmy, I ain't finna play with you. Because I always mess with them like that. But I was like, shit.
It's
Damn,
like,
I
nah, I
do
want
got to
you
do
to
a
take
press
this
tour.
seriously.
Exactly. I'm like, girl, uh-uh. However, oops, I didn't even do that. But however, we're about to go ahead. We're about to get on up out of here. And as we get up out of here, we will leave you guys with the promo from our very own Jamar 84's makeup line, Nova Cosmetics. And we're out of here, y'all. Till next time.
It is.
Bye.